Hello, people. Arsenal versus Man City, Carabao Cup, season-defining. One of the biggest season-defining moments Arsenal have had. Well, since Arteta took over, let's be real, if not the most season-defining moment since Arsenal have been taken over by Mikel Arteta, of course. A very tough game, a very rough game. Man City over the years, excluding last season, have been our biggest rivals, let's just put it that way. Arteta versus Pep Guardiola has been one of the biggest talking points in general. Master versus student, Mr. Miyagi, Karate Kid stuff going on, of course. And it's a big one. And Mikel Arteta has also been quite direct and quite forward saying about this in press conference. So definitely there will be some very, very interesting discussions if this doesn't go our way, because this is one of those things that Arsenal must do. We must win tomorrow. We must. There are no other ways to describe this in a way that Arsenal must win tomorrow. And it could be rough. The kickoff is tomorrow, 4:30 kickoff and everything, and there are no excuses, no nothing. City are not in the greatest of forms. Arsenal are as consistent as they have been this season, and there is no way back. Genuinely no way back. And if we want to have a successful season this year and successful future in general, trophies are a must. No trophy is small for a club of the stature of Arsenal. So tomorrow, season-defining moment. To a degree, to be honest, as well for Arteta, it's a career-defining moment, because last time we won a trophy was 6 years ago. A COVID Cup, a COVID FA Cup, and since then, we have been quite far from everything. Semi-finals and everything, people may say, oh, it's close, but looking at how we were performing in semi-finals, it was embarrassing, and we didn't deserve to be in the finals, let's be real. And besides that, coming up short in the league, leading, finishing second, chasing, finishing second, balling top four, and everything last year, it was even bigger shambles than people imagined. So this season, kind of now or never type of situation, and all eyes are on Arsenal. And let's be real, only people who want to win tomorrow are Arsenal fans, because based on how people are reacting to this in footballing community, very rarely you will find a non-Arsenal fan who will say that they want Arsenal to win. Because nobody likes the way we play, nobody likes the style we play, and everything. We are defying the odds to a degree as well, and people don't like it. People don't like it, and that's very evident. Media doesn't like it even. They're pushing specific narratives about set pieces, about certain situations that should not be pushed. They are putting Arsenal in a toxically positive limelight, and negative as well. So definitely it's gonna be a rough one. For Arsenal tomorrow, it's a must win. There are no excuses, to be honest. No excuses, no nothing. Pretty much every single player is back. Jurrien Timber is still under question marks. Mikel Arteta has said that they have training today. Then he will decide. Odegaard as well. Obviously, Merino is out, and that's about it. We have no injuries. So we pretty much, part Timber, let's just put it that way, at the moment, as we know it, have the best players available. Man City as well, they are not the same. They are struggling. They are very inconsistent, and we should be able to get one over them, especially right now, because for me, as I said, season-defining game, season-defining final, and if we win, the world could be our oyster. Let's just put it that way, because this team, one of the biggest things, if not the biggest thing this team misses, is a cup, is a trophy, is that mentality that they know how to get it over the line, because that has been the biggest drawback, I think, for Arsenal in general. We haven't done it as a unit, as a team. Mikel Arteta hasn't done it since he started spending all this money and everything. So there is definitely some very big questions that definitely, at least to some of them, we're going to get answers tomorrow. And hopefully those are positive answers, to say the least. So people, smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new around here. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the chat about the game, about everything. So we'll see. And I want to know what you think about tomorrow. Big up Mubarak, big up Uganda. Hope everyone's doing well in Uganda these days. Come on, let's do this tomorrow. Arsenal fans, our time for celebrity. Well, tomorrow we could do this. Big up Kwaja. Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up. Hope you're doing well today. Big up Coach. Yeah, I also cannot wait for the game as well. It's quite weird because I know that Arsenal can win tomorrow. I know that Arsenal can win tomorrow. I know we can beat Man City. Will we? That is a completely different question, because when that ball is kicked, anything can happen. Football is a humbler in one way or another, depending on which side you're on. So tomorrow, it's go time. No excuses, no nothing. And for Arsenal, the way they start the game slowly at times, they are one-half teams many times. It might not be enough. One half against team might not be enough. Against smaller teams, yes, it could work. Against big teams, one half doesn't work. You need to be on it for the full 90. So tomorrow, they better be ready from the first second till the final whistle is blown, because otherwise, it could be long. Let's just put it that way. Big up, Hendon. Big up, Hendon. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well today. If about the media say about Arsenal, just go out and win. That is all. Exactly. We as Arsenal fans and everything, we should not give a damn what others say, because they are below us. They are behind us. And it's just like in real life. As soon as you're starting to reach some heights, some success you're getting in your life, people will start to talk behind your backs, because nobody was saying anything of what they're saying right now when Arsenal were just finishing top 4, when we were not competing, when we were not doing this. So we must do our thing, block out the noise, get it over the line, and then it's gonna get spicy. Let's be real, because if we get it over the line tomorrow, let's be real, the noise is gonna get louder, because people are gonna be even more agenda driven. They're gonna be even more pissed off. And let's be real, it's gonna be very fun times on the socials, on YouTube, Reddit, Facebook, everywhere, because most rival fans are gonna be even more against us than they are right now. It's gonna be fun if we win. If we lose tomorrow, the noise is going to be just as loud. The issue is that it's going to be not just from rivals in bantering, in laughing and everything, but it's also going to be from the fan base, our own fan base, because I don't see a reason why we should not win tomorrow. Genuinely don't. And if Arsenal basically, and Mikel Arteta in these goals included, do what they usually do against these massive teams, so to speak, in Premier League, like Liverpool and Man City in the last years, where they play as a number 2, sitting back, counterattacks, and everything. We saw this year. Prime example is Liverpool. Liverpool were very able. We should have beaten Liverpool. They were a team there for the taking, home and away. And we decided to sit back, play as a number 2, try to hit them on counters. And at the end, the result was, well, yeah, we got 1 point off Liverpool overall. We haven't scored against Liverpool this season, and it's not looking great in that regard. Let's be real. Arsenal always had bad press from the media. Yeah, definitely. Exactly. Primarily due to mostly journalists being Spurs or Brighton United fans. Yeah, and it's been like that. It was like that under Emery. It was like that under Arteta. It was like that under Arsene Wenger as well, and of course under George Graham as well to a degree. But mostly it started with Wenger. For me, since I've been an Arsenal fan, for me personally, mostly it started with Wenger fielding whole 11 of Afro-Americans, changing the diets, changing the style, changing the narratives around the club, the drinking and diets and everything. It all started there for me. And it's always been a rough journey with the media, because media were not on Arsenal pretty much at all to a degree when we were not up there, when we were not on top of the table, near top of the table, competing for the trophies. When we were not there, they were hella silent. There were some random bits and bobs here, but there was no noise. Right now, when Arsenal are again up there with chances of winning, let's be real, everything this season, all of a sudden the noise is coming out because they don't want us to win. And it's up to Arsenal to shut them up. Exactly. Put everything to rest so they can relax. All my life following Arsenal, I had to endure this. Yeah, exactly. It's nothing new. It's just the thing is with social media these days, as big as it is, the noise is louder than ever before it was. Back in the day, there was no internet. There were newspapers. People were just talking in general, something on the radio and stuff like that. These days, anyone has a camera. Everyone has a phone. Media is wider than ever before. They have a reach bigger than ever before. So it gets more echoed in these spaces. Hence why it seems louder than ever before. But at the end of the day, yes, it is louder than ever before, but it's also the same. The narratives never change. They just think of new narratives or they just push the same old ones. Let's be real. It has come to a point where certain media outlets are not even, when they are sick and tired of talking about Arsenal, they push some stories that will make no sense, that they have no connection to anything, because they are just, well, there's nothing to talk to them for. And that's how nuts it is. Let's be real. It's actually quite insane. Even the overlap, to a degree, they were talking about Neymar. No player in Premier League history is better than prime Neymar. You have seen the clips. Let's be real. Like, this how far it has gone. This how far it has gone, because when Arsenal are winning, at some point there's nothing to talk about, because all the things they have said, that we're gonna fall, we're gonna falter, we're gonna stop, it's not sustainable, there is no turning back, we're gonna get caught up, and now it's looking less and less likely that we're gonna get caught, less and less likely that this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen. Everything they push their narratives to, it's not happening. So they need to find another talking point. And it has gotten so, and it is so, actually, let's just put it that way, damning for them that they have to talk some random rubbish at the end of the day. They don't cover the relegation battle, for example. They don't cover none of this because it doesn't fit their narratives and agendas. They just do something else. And it's actually kind of insane to even think about it from that perspective, because all they focus are the top, and it's Arsenal, and every single week they cannot talk about it anymore because Arsenal are proving them wrong almost every single week. So I guess it is what it is from that regard. But yeah, speaking more of Arsenal, and this is the big one, if you ask me, because at the moment, Mikel Arteta obviously has conducted a press conference. Don't worry, Hendon, we are not going to go through whole of the press conference. We're just going to do some quotes from Mikel Arteta, some of them, not all of them, so don't worry about it, right? So basically, this is the thing. How big of a moment the final is in our season, and this is something very interesting that Mikel Arteta said. It's one of the defining moments, because at the end, it's whether you win the trophy or not. And this is where it is. You either win it and you become a hero, and you lose and you get the pay. And the most important thing is once you get it to the final. Exactly. But in order to be there, you have to do a lot of things to earn it. Exactly. Because you can only beat what's in front of you. Everyone's talking, oh, they had an easy path in Carabao Cup, in FA Cup, in Champions League. But at the end of the day, you can only beat what's in front of you. Yes, I totally agree that the draws have favored us. We have gone lucky. There's no argument about that. But you still have to play. You still have to win. You still have to get past them, no matter what situation your team and club is in. Because over the years, everyone was complaining in Champions League that Real Madrid have easy draws. A few years ago, everyone's complaining Man City had easy draws in FA Cups. Now it's Arsenal's turn. And somehow the noise is louder than ever before, because they don't want to see Arsenal succeed. It's bad for their PR. So we need, exactly, and this is what I like for Arteta. This is where we need to prove a point. That's clear. And that has to be done on the pitch. Exactly. This is season-defining moment for the season, for Arsenal. Because this is what the season at the end of the day comes down to. Winning the trophies. And for a club like Arsenal, where no trophy is beneath Arsenal, we should be racking them up every season, and we haven't. We are in a very opportunistic spot to do multiple trophies this season, something we haven't done for a long, long ass time. Since the cup doubles and everything. It's been for years, decades. And Arsenal finally are within this chance once again. Big up David Raya. Big up David Raya. Hope you're doing well. For us Arsenal fans, I will keep a clean sheet. I hope so. I do. If I do it, keep clean sheet, I will have to keep one against Bournemouth or Southampton. Dude, you have to do something unique tomorrow. It's against City. Let's be real. Against Haaland, Semenyo, and everything. You will have to do it. And let's be real, against Southampton, it's going to be rough. Maybe Kepa will play. Maybe you will hold the bench after since coming back from international duty. Who knows? But definitely, we need those clean sheets. We definitely need those. The more we get clean sheets, the bigger chances are we're going to win. Because if the other team doesn't score, our chances to win the game, increase massively. If they score, they actually obviously decrease. City has nothing to lose. They're basically out of the title race, and they are out of Champions League. This and the FA Cup is the last resort for them this season. To a degree, yes. And that is the biggest thing. City are in Carabao Cup final. They are still in the FA Cup. They have to play Liverpool after international break. And they're technically out of title race. Physically, they are still in it because As much as it is 7 points, they still have a game in hand, so it could be 4. And 4 points is not that big of a gap. Obviously, for City, 4 points is a striking distance, no matter what city we are talking about here, especially with the game at Etihad. Because if they win the game in hand, if they beat us at Etihad, it's 1 point gap. And then it's everybody's game. Let's be real. But at the same time, City has nothing to lose to a degree. They last year went without any trophies. Something Pep pretty much doesn't do ever. It's very unique situation that City doesn't win a trophy, right? It seems like something out of the ordinary, something preposterous to a degree, because we can watch City win multiple trophies every season for countless years right now, right? So at the end of the day, a team, a person in real life as well, that has nothing to lose to a degree is the most dangerous person in the world. And Man City are kind of in that boat, and that could play a very cruel trick on us, and that could give them extra motivation, inspiration. And we need to be very careful with that. Because for me, the way this season defining game is going, if we win this Carabao Cup tomorrow, we're going to win the league, in my opinion. If we lose this Carabao Cup final, I'm very worried that City are going to catch us in the league as well. Because this one game can mentally affect our team so much that everything can go out in a downward spiral. Our team is mentally fragile. We know that from previous years. Despite the fact that we have more experienced players, better players, some players have been there and done that. At the same time, it could be a very, very dangerous spot if we don't win tomorrow. We could be in a very, very delicate situation, right on the edge between everything and nothing. Big up Animal Shorts, big up some Gunners claiming even if we lose these professionals are on big money, so they will move on and like it will affect them. It will affect them. Money cannot buy mental health. Money cannot buy emotions. Let's be real. None of it. And the fact that they are already talking about even if we lose doesn't sound like they are too confident about tomorrow. All this chest, we're going to smash Everton, we're going to smash Bayern Munich and everything. That was easy talk for them. Somehow in the final against City, they don't have the same chest. They are very cautious. And let's be real, in a one-off game, anyone can beat anyone at the end of the day. Anyone can beat anyone. We have seen last year, it was the prime example. Liverpool, flying high, top of Champions League group stages, top of the league in Premier League, FA Cup away in Plymouth, they lose 1-0, they're out of it. And that can happen to anyone. Let's be real. Question: do you have ITVX in your country? It's on there, and then you only need to sign in for the. No, I don't. I have something else. I have Go3 Sport. I have Go3 in general. I have Go3 as a provider. I pay what do I pay? 16 euros a month to get about 100 channels, and about 20 of them are sports channels. That includes Premier League, Championship, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Champions League, Eredivisie, Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga, Ligue 1, some other leagues, Women's Premier League, Women's Champions League, NHL, and like about 50 different types of sports it covers. I'm very blessed in that regard. Big up, Wahaha. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well after yesterday's draw and the nuts part what Maguire pulled. Hope you're doing well today. Hope you're gone over that. Big up Godfrey. Hope you're doing well today, this beautiful day. Hope you're excited for tomorrow. Hope you are excited to tomorrow. And big up to the community, everyone watching. Like the stream, people. If you haven't already, subscribe if you're new around here. And leave your thoughts in the live chat so we can tackle them, we can discuss them, and we can go from there. Of course, people, you mean what refs pulled? Well, it's Premier League, so it's the same thing. It's pretty much the same thing. Like, the refs are shit. We don't know. We might have a stream where we talk about the referees, but only after the season. You know me. You know this channel. We don't talk about the referees pretty much at all here. But we can maybe dedicate during the off-season one stream specifically for referees and talk about them then. I would play white tomorrow. I don't know if you're in Timbers fit and available. Yeah, none of one knows. If I'm not mistaken, none of one knows besides Mikel Arteta, because Mikel Arteta yesterday in press conference said that There is still one more day that we still have training. Well, today, he said that on Friday, right? Today's Saturday, to see if Odegaard and Timber are fit and good enough to go. So if Timber is ready to go and he's good, I'm playing Timber without shadow of a doubt. Let's be real. If he's not, I'm playing Ben White. He played the game against Bayer Leverkusen, didn't look too bad. He has a better connection with Bukayo Saka than any of the right backs, even including Timber to a degree. Let's be real. So definitely, I'm playing Ben White if Timber cannot play. But I'm much better today. Scal says loss. Pogacar won Milano. Yes, and Remo Chelsea got pummeled by Moise. Dude, by the way, Everton are on the brink of Europe. They, with winning today, they are 1 point behind Chelsea, if I'm not mistaken. That's how nuts it is. Chelsea are 6th with 48 points. Everton are 8th with 46, so 2 points behind Chelsea. Only 3 points behind Liverpool, by the way. Everton are 3 points behind Liverpool for Europa League. If Brentford win today, they're gonna be on 48 points, so they're gonna be up there as well. So the race for Europe is very, very nice, very, very tight and nice. I like that. Maybe up the table it's a bit boring, but the race for Europe in general, the race for not getting relegated, is up there, and it's very interesting to see. Very, very interesting to see. There are some good news. Speaking of, by the way, since you mentioned this playing Ben White and all this stuff, right? David Raya, yeah. Since you mentioned playing Jurrien Timber if he's fit or not, Jurrien Timber has been pictured. Whoa, wrong button. Has been pictured in training. Jurrien Timber was in training. Whether he's fit or not to play tomorrow remains to be seen. Obviously, remains to be seen, but time only will tell. Time only will tell. But the fact that he was in training, obviously, it's a very, very good sign. Let's just put it that way. It's a very good sign and very good for Arsenal. Big up Marlon. Hearts won. Yeah, they are. Hearts are doing something unique. They are trying to. They might actually win the league. There are 6 games to go in the Scottish Championship, right? And they might actually do something that hasn't been done in how long time? Like 20, 30 years, if not more. That Celtic and Rangers have always taken the cake. It actually might happen to a degree where finally none of them wins it. Just like in Bundesliga, it's always Bayern Munich. All of a sudden, but Leverkusen won it 1 year. Something like that could happen there as well. Big up Stockholm Gunnar. Big up Sweden. Hope you're doing well. We must win tomorrow to get the mental upper hand on them for the game at their home ground. Exactly. That's why for me, this is season-defining game. Definitely. Because if we win, I think we're going to win the league. If we lose, it could play a very cruel trick on us. Let's just put it that way, to say the least. He claims that City may win it, but the league is wrapped up, apparently, saying this City haven't won a cup for 2 years and they're weak. Yeah, exactly. City haven't won a very long time, a trophy. It sounds nuts, I know. They are gettable at. Mark Gehi will not play tomorrow. He cannot play by the rules of the FA. Obviously, Semenyo will play. And City to a degree have backs against their wall. They have nothing to lose, so they can definitely gonna go for it, no matter how you look at it. Because against Liverpool, anything can happen. Liverpool have shown that they can do the job. Because the way they played against Galatasaray, yes, it's only Galatasaray at Anfield, they still can do the job. And the Man City play Liverpool straight after international break in FA Cup. So arguably, to a degree, tomorrow is the best way they can get their hands on a trophy this season, if you're looking at it from that way. Odegaard can take his time. Auxerre won 3-0 after goalie got the red in 6 minutes. Crazy, yeah. But I thought you cannot attack with 10 men. You have to park the bus and sit tight and wait. Liverpool and Chelsea in the mud. Yeah, Danny Welbeck is underrated. Danny Welbeck really just buried Liverpool today. It's nice to see Welbeck do what he does at his age. It's actually quite phenomenal to a degree. And Danny Welbeck in his what? Danny Welbeck is what, 34? How old is he? 34? 35, sorry. Danny Welbeck in his 35 years is better than Delap, for example. It's better than Jesus. To be honest, to a degree, at this current Arsenal team, Danny Welbeck actually could be a very good utility player in the off the bench as a sub. He actually could be very good. He has decent link-up play. He's good with crosses. He can finish. He's very good at finishing. Just saying. 1985 was the last time a non-Glaswegian team won the league in Scotland. Was Fergie's Aberdeen. Oh, how ironic is that, isn't it? And think about this. 41 years, and this finally could happen. Obviously, it's very tight up there in the league. It's a few points. Anything can still happen. But Hearts are in a very good spot to do so. Don't risk Timber. He has to be fully fit before he can play. Wembley pitch is harsh. Yeah, Wembley pitch is very harsh and very rough on people who are not fully fit or who are just coming back from injuries. That we all know definitely. Just like Arsenal's training ground, same thing. So if Timber is not 100% fit, I would not risk him. 90%, I could entertain the idea, but if it's anything below 90% or so, I definitely would play Ben White just to keep safe for the longevity of the season in all competitions that we remain in, and that means every competition. Let's just put it that way. Very sorry. This is also going to define our season. We lose, our performances might drop. Exactly. However, if we win, we move up. The Carabao Cup might be one of the only title we win this season and next. This Carabao Cup, actually, as I said, season defining, because this could mean this actually. If we win the Carabao Cup, in my opinion, we're gonna win the league. If we lose, with the fact that we still go to Etihad, we will have given Man City the upper hand, extra motivation and inspiration to go after us in the league. And then it could go south real quick. This team is mentally fragile. We haven't seen yet how they respond after losing that type of a loss. Because this team doesn't know how to win a final, or they don't know how it feels like when they lose a final, because they as a unit have not been in it. So they don't have the luxury to having the positive emotions of winning it, and they don't also have the luxury of the pain that it causes to lose a final, and then using that pain for the next season to inspire you and to actually get it over the line. So this definitely could be season defining. Definitely. It could set us in a downward spiral if we lose it. The League Cup is notoriously for the underdog team to prevail. Last season's Carabao Cup proof was there. Liverpool were odds-on favorite against Newcastle. True. Yeah. Exactly, and I would not be surprised if City. And the question is, who is the actually out-and-out favorite for tomorrow's game? Who are the favorites? Because I would assume that the bookies, everyone says it's Arsenal. Who are the favorites tomorrow? Without shadow of a doubt. Everyone is going to say that Arsenal are the favorites by a mile. Let me find this. I want to see what are the odds on this game. Just genuinely curious. Arsenal versus Man City match. Wait. Arsenal versus over and under. Okay. What are the odds of Arsenal versus Man City? Oh, Arsenal are quite distinct favorites to win this, actually, ironically enough. So hopefully it's not like that. Yeah, Everton did great against Chelsea today. They did fantastically well against Chelsea today. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, in his prime, he was pretty good, strong pace shooting header. Yeah, same with the injuries and everything. Wembley is like our home ground, definitely. In that regard, yeah. Exactly, and we hope that that's going to continue tomorrow. We genuinely hope we're going to do that tomorrow. Mikel Arteta as well. He hasn't lost in Carabao Cup, and I think as well, ever, as a player or as a manager. Well, sorry, as a player in the final. Arteta has won every single final he's been to. Well, won, and he has won it, ironically enough. But yeah, Arteta at Wembley, he has actually very, very good record too. I just hope we don't, bow it. You're only 3 points ahead of Rangers and 5 ahead of Celtic, who have a game in hand. Exactly. If Celtic win the game in hand, it's 2. So basically, one win can decide everything. And if I'm not mistaken, one of those teams have to play each other as well. I think so. I might be talking out of my ass here, but it might be the case. So there are 2 games left. Hearts have to play against Livingston away, and they have to play Motherwell at home. Right? Celtic have to play St. Mirren at home and Dundee United away. And Glasgow Rangers still have Well, Dundee at home and Falkirk away. Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one. It's gonna be very interesting. I think there is definitely a banana peel game for, as much as I hate to say this, for Hearts in those two games. There definitely is. And also for Rangers. For Celtic, it's a 50-50. Looking at the start that Celtic had in the position there right now, it's kind of unique situation that they're actually in it to win it still, based on how they started the season. Everton could be, but they won't. They don't have the financial capabilities to do so. Everton are not that type of a club who gonna invest like this. Although with the purchases of the new they have gone, the owners, and the new stadium, they definitely show ambition to be up there in Europe at least. And Moyes did a very good job this season to get them into that position to try at least and strive for it. But he did also the same with West Ham, didn't he? And afterwards they fell off. So it's a very gray area at the moment. Who do you think Arteta will play at left back? Call Hincapie. I hope it's Hincapie. Personally, for me, I hope he plays Hincapie as a left back, which means he can play Trossard actually on the left wing. With Hincapie at the back, it means that our left winger doesn't have to track back as much because Hincapie defensively, it's much, much, much more solid than Calafiori at the back, which would allow us to focus maybe a bit more on the attack if we are looking at it from that perspective. So for me personally, it is Hincapie. He's in a fantastic form, and hopefully he does well. I really, really, really hope he does well. And this is the stuff I was talking about before, by the way, people. This is the stuff I was talking about before. Mikel Arteta has won every match at Wembley Stadium in his Arsenal career as a player and as a manager. He hasn't lost a game at Wembley. Against Wigan, oh bloody hell. Against Hull City, oh yeah, remember that one. City 2014, Chelsea 2015, City 2020, Chelsea 2020, Liverpool 2020, and Manchester City in 2023. Obviously, it's the Community Shield. But yeah, Arteta has not lost at Wembley. He has 100% winning record in 8 of his all 8 games, all 8 wins as a player or as a manager. The copium. It's the hopium and copium that keeps us alive, people. It's the hopium and copium. Let's just put it that way. It's the hopium and copium. Of course, Moyes is an amazing coach. His experience is all incredibly fantastic. Yeah, Moyes is a very, very good coach. Very good coach. I just hope that if Moyes gets actually proper financial backing, right, from Everton, and they actually manage to sign a few good players and not be the selling club by losing, obviously, players like they have lost before, and their players already are teams are looking at Garner, Brunthwaite, and other players like that. If Ndaye even, if he manages to hold on to them, they don't lose these type of players. Even Onana, to a degree, if they didn't lose him, they could be actually a very, very formidable foe. They need to replace Pickford, though. Pickford was on fire today, but Pickford, 32 years. He has about 2-3 more years potentially going, but they need a proper replacement for Pickford as well. Let's just put it that way. Big up, Gunnar SC. Big up, big up, big up. Have a bad feeling when it matters, we drop. Yeah, and that is the biggest worry for me. When it matters the most, we usually tend to drop. We have not seen still this season from Arsenal full 90 minutes on it in Premier League. We have seen only about one half. And most of the games this season in general, we have seen maybe one half from Arsenal being good. Not all 90 minutes. And that for me, especially against a team like Man City, where you have to be on it since minute 1 till minute 99 when the ref blows the final whistle, that is the key. And so far, that for me is a big worry. Since when have Man City ever been the underdogs? Exactly. But at this stage, looking at how Man City are performing and everything, they are underdogs in this Arsenal fixture specifically, just based on solely on this season, on the consistency Arsenal have shown, where they are in FA Cup, Carabao Cup, where they are in Premier League, where they are in Champions League. Technically speaking, Man City could be counted as underdogs. I don't count them as underdogs, personally, for me. But at the same time, based on the stats this season, it is the case, ironically enough, as weird as it sounds. But Man City are always in there. Man City always are and will be up there as one of the favorites to win it. So that you cannot count them as underdogs or dark horses or anything. Last 5 weeks, our top 6 playing each other. They split the league for the last 5 games. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and it's going to be very, very, very close. Hinkapie has proved to be a much better defensive player. Yeah, exactly. And that is one of the biggest reasons why I want him to play. Yeah, it is a cringe stat. That's the hopium and copium. I'm telling you, it's all over the place. Garner has been fantastic for Everton. Dewsbury and Hall, not Dewsbury Hall, but Dewsbury and Hall have both been fantastic too. And now that Beto and Barry have started showing a little quality, they're flying. Exactly. Tarkovsky is still as solid as usual. Keane and everything also is doing good. Brandthwaite as well. They need to replace. They need proper defense. They need to sort out the defense a bit. Need another proper midfielder, maybe a winger or two, and they could be good to go. They could be in a very good spot over the coming seasons. But that again, it solely depends on how heavily they will invest in owners and everything. The only reason I would choose Calafiori is because of his transition. Zubimendi hasn't been popping up as good as he could be. Yeah, Zubimendi for me is a big issue because he could get outdone by Man City's press and Man City's tactics, definitely. The thing about Calafiori, he's got better in transition, but playing against Semenyo, against players like that, when he plays tricky, quick, pacey, and the skillful wingers, he gets cooked 9 times out of 10. We saw that last time we played Man City as well. He got cooked by Savio about 5 times in span of 3 minutes. And for me, against Man City, they're lacking defensive ability, but their attack is prime, pretty much. Yes, they're not scoring, but they create chances. And to stop them even to get into a position to create a proper chance, I would trust Hinkapie more. Plus, Hinkapie, slowly but steadily as well, is evolving his game, and he has become a very influential player also going forward. He finds himself in those places where he can take a shot, where he can pass it off and open up some situations. For me personally, it is Hinkapie, no matter how you look at it. He might not be as effective as Calafiori in transition, but he definitely is getting there. But in this game specifically, in a cup final, you need your defense to a degree to be solid as possible. Then you can think about the attack. As weird as it sounds like prime Arteta tactics, park the bus, go on counters and everything. You need to keep your back safe with no errors, no liabilities, and everything. And for me, Hinkapie is that. Calafiori, for me, defensively, is a liability. And at this stage in a final where every mistake could cause your demise, I think Hinkapie is the best option to have on the pitch. But yes, Hinkapie offers much more solid. Exactly. For me, that is more the case. Yeah, Calafiori is not fully fit. He trained today, but he doesn't look fully fit. Yeah, they have to keep Ndiaye 100%. But I would not be surprised if Ndiaye goes as well. It solely depends if anyone wants Ndiaye in the first place and how much they're willing to pay for Ndiaye, because Everton just can put a stupid amount of money on him and nobody's going to buy him. Let's be real. Let me check Ndiaye rumors. Is there anyone who is looking at Ndiaye? That for me is the big question. Haven't seen much about Ndiaye leaving personally, because there are not many rumors. There are some teams who are vaguely interested, but nothing specifically. Allegedly, though, there are some clubs interested in them, but it's nothing serious, so I'm not gonna get carried away with those rumors. Let's just put it that way. Not as effective, but he can transition good. I just started Calafiori as I feel more comfortable with him. You feel with Calafiori more comfortable going forward or being a defense? Because 2 different things, in that regard. I sure hope we are looking at Ndiaye. You think you will get him? I don't think Everton will sell to you Ndiaye. Definitely don't think so. But you having Buemo, Diallo, Cunha, Tesco, and all these guys, yeah. Ndiaye for by the way, David Raya, yeah? Wahaha is a United fan, not an Arsenal fan. Just in case you didn't know, he's talking about Man United here. You think he could be a good backup for us for the right wing? Why do we need another right wing, though? That for me is a weird one. I think Zubimendi should play in the 8 and have Rice in the 6 to protect the back line. Plus, Zubimendi has an eye for forward passes. Yeah, definitely. But for me, that 8 spot, The only thing that bothers me with Zubimendi, if he plays in the 8 more specifically, is the fact that he cannot do the running, the amounts and the depths of running that Declan Rice does in that 8 spot. And in this Mikel Arteta system, to be a proper number 8, you need to run a lot. And Zubimendi doesn't have that pace. Yes, he is more tricky, he can pass and everything, but for the physical aspect of running and fitness and stamina for a full 90, he just doesn't have it, in my opinion. He definitely doesn't have it. He's not a priority either. We need 2 mids and a fullback. You need more than that, though. You need way more than that, in my opinion. Both, I feel more comfortable with him overall. I see. I understand. For me, Hincapié is more... I feel with Hincapié more comfortable in that regard. You'll feel with Calafiori. It's just preference of depending on the fan. Let's just put it that way. Oh, Valencia have scored against Sevilla. Vamos. Who scored? Aspilicueta injured, okay. Who scored? Duro. Hugo Duro scored for Valencia. Big up Valencia, man. Still winning, defying the odds. But the odds been... Yeah. It is what it is in that regard, definitely. Yeah, we need more than that, but the very top priority are a couple of mids and the fullbacks. Yeah, definitely. I think with Man United, it also kind of depends what's going to happen with Bruno Fernandes and what's going to happen with Casemiro. Because during the season, there have been countless talks about Bruno leaving, about Casemiro leaving. But now, with the fact that they are up there in Champions League spot and everything, those talks have disappeared. I'm even reading reports that Man United are willing to sit down with Bruno and Casemiro to discuss staying. And let's be real, since Carrick has taken over, Casemiro has been quite good. Overall, he's been quite good. Bruno Fernandes has found his second wind as well. He's been fantastic. He's been one of few players in general, despite looking at who is the manager, who has still performed. He's like a proper captain. Yeah, there were pictures of Timber in the training, but that doesn't mean he's going to play tomorrow, though, is it? We are lucky old Curry would... Oh, yeah, Old City would have caught us up. But you say the Old City. Let's be real. City have never left. City have different players now. They have lost the big engines in their team, like KDB and Gundogan. Let's be real. It's not the same. Foden has not been great, right? But you cannot count them out. They still have the winners. They still have Rodri. They still have Ruben Dias. They still have the winners. They still have players who have gone them over the line and proven that they can do the job. And this one game tomorrow, depending if they win it, could change that. Very easy. We could see the Old City. But overall in the Premier League this season, none of the teams are that great. Let's be real. None of the teams like properly up there in the table can put together 5-6 winning games in a row, like properly. There are struggles, there are losses, there are draws and everything. They go unbeaten, but they don't win. It's very hard. This season is very inconsistent, and every single team is like, it is what it is in type situation. Yeah, people, smash the likes and subscribe if you haven't already. Casemiro has been good all season, but we already announced he's leaving. Yeah, but he might stay. You have seen U-turns very quickly. Like, if you get Champions League, that is an extra incentive for Casemiro to stay. And if you, let's be real, if for example, Casemiro stays, right? You still need 2 midfielders. That goes without saying. Get rid of garbage and sign 2 midfielders, right? Sign a proper midfielder and sign one a bit younger who can learn under Casemiro and players like that, and you will be good to go. I still believe you. Like, if Casemiro stayed, you would be in a very good position, no matter how you look at it. Bruno's been reborn. Yeah, Bruno's been fantastic with the passing record on the cards and everything. He has like about 16, 17 assists this season in Premier League and like 6-7 goals. He's under Carrick. Bruno has been quite fantastic, quite phenomenal to a degree. Let's be real. And obviously, it's too soon to tell whether Carrick is going to stay full time, but at the moment, it's very hard to see arguments why you would not want him as a manager, at the moment at least. At the same time, if you want a proper winning manager, well, Carrick is gone. Let's be real. If you want a proper manager who can do the job. I just put it that way. So we'll see. We'll see how that's gonna go. But yeah, overall, it's very interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. Would you want Dauman to play? We need to be unpredictable. I don't want him to start. I'm gonna tell you that much. But towards the end part of the game, let's just put it that way. We are maybe winning and stuff like that. It's maybe 2-1 or 3-1. Then yeah, sub him on. Why not? Because Dauman has the pace, he has the technical ability to hit them on a counter. He's very unpredictable. He's very useful in that regard. To start him tomorrow, I think that would be wrong. In my opinion, that would be wrong to start him. Genuinely. I think he's getting the job, especially since the manager market is manager. Unless you're willing to buy out some players' some managers' contracts right now, like you did with Tamarim, and let's be real, you are not gonna want to step on that rake twice, like you did before. I think Carrick could got the job, but at the moment, looking at what Carrick is doing, it's kind of hard to argue against that. Yes, it's a half-season hype since Tamarim has been sacked and everything. The turnaround has been fantastic for you. I know that many United fans are not buying into the Carrick hype at the moment as well. And to be honest, neither should you. You are doing a great job, but it's one thing to do just jump in and steady the ship right now. But what will you do when you have all the responsibilities on you during the season and summer, when you need to do the proper recruitment and you're gonna have some major expectations since day one, not just mid-season to, let's just say, steady the ship and get Europa League or Champions League or something like that. That's about it. So completely two different things. And with Carrick, it could be a hit, but it also could be a massive miss. Yeah, United got dropped yesterday, 100%. 17 likes. Big up to you all, people. Smash the likes if you haven't already, people. Go for it. Smash them more, smash them again, and smash them triple time. Let's push it to 20. Haaland, Semenyo, Doku, Cherki, Marmoush, it's firepower house, and yet Madrid picked them apart. Yeah, because defensively they can be good or not. Let's be real. The way Madrid played, it was very... You don't see Madrid playing often like that, the way they played against Man City. And it worked to a T. If Madrid play like that most of the games, they're going to be very tough to beat in Champions League without shadow of doubt. Without saying, and also in La Liga, they could be a very tough matchup for anyone, if we're looking from that perspective. At the same time, yeah, Man City's attack power feels endless, like infinity and beyond type of situation. And defensively, yeah, they have massive holes. So I hope we can exploit that. Definitely we can exploit that. But I think it's going to be very rough tomorrow. It's going to be a very tough start. I think Man City are going to do everything possible to score at least 1 or 2 quick goals, because they just know that defensively they will not hold up. They won't. And Arsenal at some point are going to put something in the back of the net. So I think Man City's best bet to this game is to score 1 or 2 quick goals and then just go from there, because if the result is 0-0, the longer it stays 0-0 and Arsenal manage to score, the less there are chances that Man City are going to get anything out of this game, no matter how you look at it, because defensively Man City will not withstand anything, and in the attack there is bigger chances that Arsenal actually are going to repel all the attacks than they actually going to do anything. So it is a bit of a tough one. I hope Timber is fit for tomorrow. I hope, because if Timber starts, it increases our chances massively. Because looking at that left side, like White against Doku or White against Semenyo, it's going to be rough. To be honest, Emery is the top of the list among the ones we could buy out, and that's not great. Yeah, personally, yeah, I would not. You could get some good cup competitions and everything, but for your position, for your club, the situation you are in right now, Emery is not the guy. Emery does well against mid-table or above mid-table type teams, right? Where you basically expectations are somewhat high, but not the highest. Where there is pressure, but not the highest amount of pressure. That's why he's the biggest success, in my opinion, he has had personally for me with Villarreal and Sevilla, winning 3 times back to back to back, Europa League 4 times, sorry, Europa League, doing well with, because in the league they haven't won the league, they have won the cups, yes. And with Aston Villa as well, they are up there, but they're not winning. Aston Villa's main target is not winning the league because they know they cannot do it. But winning Europa League, it is possible. They can do it. So personally, for me, in my opinion, Emery going to United, it's not the best case scenario. For Emery, he should go a bit smaller team, and that's where these Villarreal, Sevillas, Aston Villas, teams like that come into play, because he can do his best job in those type of teams. Let's just put it that way. Like Ancelotti is about to extend, Tuchel is a fraud, Nagelsmann seems mess since his Germany seems dodgy as hell. Yeah, with Nagelsmann it's weird. He was doing a decent job, somewhat decent job, obviously, at RB Leipzig. But at Germany, it's weird. Maybe with Nagelsmann, the biggest issue with Nagelsmann specifically in this regard is the fact that, in my opinion, right, that's just my opinion, is the fact that he is not made out to coach a national team. He's more of a club coach, because national team, one of the toughest things about being the national team manager, in my opinion, is the fact that you see your players few weeks a year. Genuinely, you'll see them about 4 or 5 times a year for a week or two. That's about it, unless there's a major competition. That's about it. You don't see them week in, week out, day in, day out in training and everything. God forbid someone gets injured and that's your key player and stuff like that. And I kind of believe that Nagelsmann is not fully cut out to manage internationally. To coach a club, yes, he's perfect for that, in my opinion. He did a decent job at Hoffenheim, decent job at Leipzig, somewhat decent at Bayern Munich. But for national team, I don't think he's fully cut out for it. But we'll see. We'll see. Germany could surprise. And also, Germany's the change of generations with German national team is also playing a big effect, because there was an inevitable drop-off when massive players like Müller, Lahm, Schweinsteiger, and all these guys retire and new players come in place, and you don't have proper backups. Because if I look at, for example, Germany's team right now, they have issues still. It feels like Schlotterbeck is going to play left back at times. Their right back situation as well is not ideal. They have a few, but it's not ideal. Their midfield, as good as it is for the future, and they have good old ones like Goretzka and Kimmich and players like that. They have good young, very young ones, but the middle ground there is not there. There is a gap, and I think that is also playing a very cruel trick on Germany, because the middle ground is somewhat average or just a bit above average players. They're not top of the top. But the old players are used to be top, and the young players are about to get there only. So that middle ground is definitely playing as well. It's not great for them. Let's just put it that way. Prediction for tomorrow. I'm saying 3-1 Arsenal, just like you, Kwaja. My prediction for tomorrow, also on yesterday's stream where we did the preview, was 3-1 Arsenal. Let's just put it that way. It is 3-1 Arsenal. I'm also saying 3-1 Arsenal. Now, the thing is, whether it's going to be after full time, extra time, penalties, or what, I have no idea. But I'm saying 3-1 Arsenal. Let's just put it that way. Oh. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Let's just put it that way. It's going to be interesting. But I don't even know. It's a weird situation regarding Arsenal. The Arsenal players, quite a few, have been again called up to international duties, which is going to be very, very, very interesting. I hope none of them come back injured as well, because that could affect our season in general. Let's just put it that way. So we'll see. We're definitely going to see how that's going to work. It's definitely going to work. Now, I need to find one thing very quickly. Okay, we'll see. But overall, yeah, it's going to be... So, yeah, Arsenal, for me, looking at this City game, for me, the issue with City is that you never know what type of City is going to turn up these days. You never know how it's going to work. Genuinely, you never know how it's going to work because you never know what type of what's its face, what type of City are going to turn up. And that for me is a big worry because it could go well and it could go really tough. It could go really tough. It could be really tough for Arsenal at the end of the day. So we'll see how that's going to go and where this is going to land. But this game is going to be very close. I think it's going to be close. But I don't know. I'm kind of caught in between two minds for this game. As I said, it's either going to be very close. Skelly is called up for under 21s. Calm down. For me, it's going to be very close. It's either I cannot speak. Fucking hell, my brain. It's either going to be close and very rough and very boring game, or the second one is the fact that Man City might just fly out of the blocks. As I said before, they might score a quick goal or two and see what happens. Because the longer it stays 0-0, it kind of favors Arsenal, doesn't it? Because our defense is gonna hold out. Our attack, yes, we are not the greatest, but we still can figure shit out and score a random bounce, a random set piece, and stuff like that. Which at the end of the day means that City are going to be in more trouble than ever. So to a degree, looking at this, the best recipe for City's success, specifically for City in this game, is to score a quick goal. Because otherwise, it could definitely go very roughly in that regard. It could go very roughly. Arsenal 1-1, City, and then extra time on penalties. I can see penalties as well in this game. I'm not gonna lie. It might be 3-1 in penalties. Because I said Arsenal are going to win 3-1. I didn't say in the game, in regular time, extra time penalties, but it might be the case. He can't get called up if he doesn't play. Like, he doesn't play at all. Well, Kelly is called up to under 21, so that's a different story. Where will you be watching the game? Well, at home on my screen. Let's just put it that way. At home on my screen. Just there. Just there. No pubs, no nothing. I don't even think we have like themed club pubs here. And well, I have no friends that like Arsenal in real life, so I'm gonna be watching it alone as always. So it is what it is. What about 1 year? Why is he forgetting? It's not forgetting about him. It's very hard to be called up when you don't play. Let's just put it that way. It's very hard to get called up when you don't play a lot. And the manager who calls you up has nothing to go on. Let's just put it that way. But Skelly has been called up to under 21s. Ethan has been called up also to under 21s. Setford, Manieri, and Skelly all have been called up to under 21. So it's not like they are not doing anything. They are playing for England under 21 team. Yeah, Sassuolo just scored against Juventus. I'm watching that. Yeah. Juventus 1-1. Oh, Yildiz scored from Conceição's assist. Two wingers I would not mind having at Arsenal. Obviously, Pinamonti for Sassuolo scored. Pinamonti has been very crucial for Sassuolo as well this season. But Yildiz scored from Conceição's assist. I would love to have Conceição and Yildiz, to be honest, at Arsenal. The year when Juventus signed Conceição, just on loan, by the way, I was hoping we would sign him, and we didn't, and it still pisses me off. I much rather would have Conceição rather than Madueke, just putting it that way. Berardi, yeah. Berardi is a weird one, isn't it? Because Berardi usually has very fantastic seasons. He usually has very good seasons. But somehow he has pretty much 90% of the time just played at Sassuolo, sorry. He's been at Juventus. Juventus bought him in like 13, 14 season for about 5 million. Then they loaned him back to Sassuolo. Then a year passed and Sassuolo bought him back from Juventus. for a bit more, and now he's been at Sassuolo since 15-16 seasons, so 10 years. It's actually insane. Berardi always has some very quality seasons in Serie A for Sassuolo, but somehow he has never managed to break out of the Sassuolo team, Sassuolo cycle. But yeah, more power to him. Very loyal player in that regard. Very loyal. Started at Sassuolo under teams, then Juventus showed interest, went there for a year or two, if I'm not mistaken, then went back and has never looked back since. Respect Berardi as well. He's been one of those guys that kind of is very solid. Sassuolo is staying also all the time in Serie A. So he plays, no matter how you look at it, top football all the time and everything. So they're doing good. Sassuolo is at the moment 10th in the league. If they win today somehow against Juventus, they can get up to like 9th place, overtaking Lazio and everything. They're not going to get Europe, but they're always somewhere in the mix there, definitely. And he doesn't get caught. Yeah, that thing I don't get. Like Berardi as well. Like Italian team in general is a mess, right? Since all the greats, right, retired. Definitely, it's like Italy is a mess, and they haven't recovered. They should be up there, but they're not there, and it's weird. They cannot put together. On paper, they actually have a very good team. On paper, in reality, well, the less said than better. Let's be real. So Italy, in that regard, is a weird one. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't trust Gattuso in the World Cup. Italy qualified. I think Italy qualified. No, they didn't qualify. My bad. North Macedonia eliminated them. That was the upset, if I'm not mistaken, of the century. Italy didn't qualify. But I don't trust Gattuso as the manager. They are in the playoffs, but I don't trust them. I don't trust Gattuso. Like, personally. Yes, he's a legend of Italian football. Yes, he's a legend of the team and everything. But I just don't trust him. It's weird. Gattuso and all these guys that go into coaching, they overtake international jobs. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's going to work. Genuinely doesn't. Even though Italy looks somewhat decent, but I just don't feel it. Italy World Cup playoffs. Let me check this. Italy were eliminated in the playoffs by Sweden. No. Playoffs 2026. What the fuck is this? 20-man squad on Friday. Fourth time. Will Italy qualify for World Cup? The fourth time World Cup time. Why the catastrophic second tournament in a row? So seen as favorites to qualify from path A, so Italy need to beat Northern Ireland and Wales or Bosnia. So they need to win 2 out of 3 games to qualify. Like, that's not gonna work. Like that, like with Gattuso, when everything is on the line, somehow feels like he's gonna crumble. Yeah, because Italy have not qualified for the World Cup. Would you take next season? Would you take Yildiz next season? Yeah, I would take both. I would have taken Conceição 2 years ago when he just went to Juventus on loan. And I would take him right now. And just the same for Yildiz. I would take him right now as well. But yeah. Anyways, people. Tomorrow, it's a big one. Tomorrow, it's a big one. Tomorrow, it is a rough one. We will see where this is going to go, where we're going to land, and what Arsenal are going to do. But there are expectations. There are going to be ramifications if something goes wrong. Hopefully, we can do the job. Hopefully, we do a very good job, and we actually win. So time only will tell how this is going to go. Time only will tell whether we're going to win or lose. But my expectations are that we're going to win, because tomorrow's game, as we talked about it, is season defining. So hopefully, we actually can do it. So people, smash the like, subscribe if you're new. Hopefully we win tomorrow. And tomorrow, 8 p.m. kickoff, we're going to see each other, whether happy or super pissed off.